Well, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Connie Myers, and I have another really incredible conversation that I am going to have with a lady that I've come to love dearly for my Kick Butt Leadership series. Natalie Leone, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Wow. So, Natalie and I met at a Woman Up event, what, 2 years ago? Was it the 2 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. And we've become good friends ever since. And I cannot wait to come up to Fresno and do some more work with her. She is the regional director of business development for Modern Broker. Now, but I'm going to start by asking you a question, Natalie. Were you a leader as a child?
Was I a leader as a child? Funny question. I didn't think that I was a leader as a child, but if you asked other people, some people thought that I definitely had leadership qualities. I was the only girl and a lot of boys in my family. And so I had to learn some leadership skills and some negotiation skills. And I remember thinking, gosh, what do I want to be when I grow up? And I had this Aunt Bunny. And she asked me what I was going to do with my life. And I thought, gosh, aren't I young to be asking this question? And she was like, no, you need to start planning now. And I thought, man, okay, that must mean that I'm behind. And she said, well, do you have some ideas of what you want to do? And I thought, well, I want to be in charge of some things and people and my life. And she said, well, Natalie, you could be the president. And I thought, what? I could be the president? And then I started thinking, I don't know if I want to be the president, but that was cool that she thought that I had the skills to be able to basically do anything that I wanted and gave me that permission basically to say, hey, think outside the box. You don't have to do what generationally your family has done. You don't have to be stuck in this box. And boy, did that open up a lot of possibilities. And then I started volunteering for all sorts of things in school and in class and the debate team and FFA and choir, and things just started to blossom. And then I realized that I'm my own limitations and I set my own bars.
Isn't that the truth? We all do that.
Hmm.
So, well, you certainly come across as a leader. So, how many boys in your family?
Well, siblings, I have one brother and a couple of stepbrothers. But then cousins, I had four boy cousins and one girl cousin. So it was kind of weighted heavily on the guy side of things growing up. So I was the youngest, so I
Oh,
got
wow.
the hand-me-down toys, the jeans, the shirts. I didn't have a whole lot of girly stuff growing up, and I also didn't categorize or classify myself. Probably sounds kind of weird to say, but boy girl thing didn't really matter. It was like there was stuff that needed to get done and things that needed to happen, and there was a motorcycle and horses and all that kind of stuff, and it was going to get done by me. Whether I was a boy or a girl, it didn't matter. It was happening.
Okay, I kind of see how you've ended up where you are then. I was about to ask you what skills you're using today to that you learned when you were young, but obviously your drive is one of them.
Yes. And when you are the youngest and you are a girl, you got to keep up. So
Oh,
there,
yeah.
there there was some pressure, with that too, that if I wanted to join along or be a part of what all the other people were doing, then I couldn't be the sissy lala hanging in the back.
That's true. Especially being the youngest. I'm sure you're poke and prodded a lot.
Yeah, drug too. Yeah,
So, how long have you been in the real estate business?
15 years.
15 years. And what did you do before that?
I've been in sales, some sort of sales or customer service, all of my life. My career started at a distribution center for computer software, hardware, and peripherals. And I worked in the warehouse where I was the only female. And so I had to learn how to fight there too. I was told you had to go to work in a skirt and heels. And even I was working in the warehouse where it was cold and drafty. And the guys would send me up onto the second floor to go pick
Of course.
products for them in my skirt. And I quickly learned, well, this isn't right. And so I stood my ground and said, dress code's changing. And if you're going to be having me doing all these things, then I'm going to be wearing pants. And they kind of giggled and thought, we were waiting to see how long you were going to figure that out. So we had fun, but yeah, being the only female there was hard. And then I went into a customer service area where I was in charge of the high risk clients. The very volatile and irate clients would be forwarded to me to handle and diffuse and turn them into raving fans. So that
was great experience.
That was a really great experience for life and business. Yes.
Yeah, to take someone that's very upset and volatile and turn them into a fan is a very special talent that all of us need.
Yeah.
So how did you start out in the real estate business? Were you an agent in a bigger company, or how did you get started?
My father was a finished carpenter by trade, a general contractor. And when I was a kid, if I was sick, I'd have to go to work with him. I wasn't allowed to stay at home or pretend to be sick. So if I was sick, I had to go help him work in homes. And I thought, well, this is kind of neat. This is cool. And he said, if you're going to work in homes and you want to be doing this sort of a profession, work with your head, not with your back, kid. So he and I chatted. Yeah, so he and I chatted about some different options in the home category of professions, and I decided that I was going to try real estate. And as I was getting my license, I talked to someone at Syntex Homes at the time in 2005, and we just were a great match. So it was a really great learning opportunity and stepping stone right at a really tough time of the market in the real estate arena. But I learned a lot of great things and made a lot of wonderful connections. And that's where I started my career. So I had people they did secret shoppers. They would audio and videotape us without us knowing coming in and making sure that we hit all the different marks. Did we greet them properly? Did we offer them something? Did we offer a compliment? Did we show them the neighborhood? Did we talk about the homes? And then did we engage? There was like 109 points that we had to hit. So that was like performing almost. You always had to make sure that you were on your mark and doing your best, which was a great launch to real estate, to making sure that I was creating the experience for my clients moving forward.
Earlier today, I interviewed Barbara Betts, and she was talking about, for her, it's all about relationships. And it sounds like you come from that same grain of salt.
It is all about the relationships in every aspect of everything that we do, not just our clients, but the other agents, the inspectors that we're talking to, the level of community. It is super important to have the relationships and not to bend over backwards or be soft, but to be able to let people know what they can expect from you and what you expect from them, and set that relationship up front so that you can be successful going forward. And keeping those relationships, I think, is sometimes challenging in this industry, that you can start off strong and have a great experience, but many people forget to continue on with that relationship and work for that.
Absolutely. I think that's absolutely true, whether you're in real estate or anything else in reality. I mean, so many times we end up moving on when that relationship, or burning a bridge, even worse, where, at some point in time in the future, it might be handy to have that person back in your life.
Yeah, I was just at a women's council event last night. It was a networking mixer, and I ran into a very dear friend that I had from, my Syntex days almost 15 years ago, and we were really close. And she ended up getting married, and she went a different direction, and I went a different direction, and we lost touch. We were Facebook friends, but that kind of doesn't really count sometimes.
Right.
And you kind of have a false sense of being a part of someone's life when you're really not the way that you should be. And we reconnected yesterday, like no time had passed. And oh man, it just reminded me of the value that we really need to connect.
Yes.
On a personal level.
Definitely. So how long have you had Modern Broker now, or how long have you been the regional director?
I have been the regional director for about a year now. We recently opened up a new location here in Clovis, Old Town Clovis. We had been in Fresno previously, just not in this really cool, neat building that's a part of the history of Old Town Clovis, and we're more visible now. We have more of a presence. So this year has been quite a launch point for us, and we're super excited to be here.
So, what makes Modern Broker unique?
You know, our culture is really unique. We talk about how some people have a secret sauce. You know how people have their own way of doing things, and one of the things here at Modern Broker is that we're really open to the connection to those relationships, and that we want to share. We've just started a level up group where we're meeting on Friday mornings. That's for people who are looking for the next level connection or next level of growth, that we're all collaboratively sharing, not just a manager directing or telling or teaching, or one person of experience sharing how they are successful in business, but everybody around the table, no matter what level they're at, no matter whether they're new or a seasoned agent, is sharing where they're coming from, and allowing the vulnerability to happen, which is, you know, pretty cool and unique that can happen. But we have a lot of manager availability, so that's really nice and neat. And our commission splits are very aggressive, so that people can decide where they want to spend their marketing money. So those are some of the things that are really important to us in our environment here.
That sounds just amazing. I cannot wait to come back. You do have a beautiful office, absolutely stunning office.
Thank
Um,
you.
so, you and I are a part of something called Woman Up.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was you gave a talk last year. What was that about?
It was about mentorship.
Mentorship. Awesome.
Yes. Heather Osier and I spoke about mentorship, and Woman Up has a program where you can connect with a mentor, and maybe you want to be a mentor and share with someone what it is that you maybe are great at. And you can also connect with women that can help you grow in a way that you didn't know you had an opportunity to learn about. So that's what we spoke about last year, was the mentorship program, and really how that man, Woman Up, it's just
It is.
career changing, life changing, my just perspective changing, my intentionality is different, just everything. And being able to meet people like you and so many other women that have been very, very gracious in offering their time with all of these women, not just sharing on stage, but offering, hey, here's my cell number. You know, if you want to talk about recruiting, if you want to talk about having, you know, issues with marketing, if you want to talk about how to grow your business in, you know, a certain way, give me a call. Let's chat. Follow me on Facebook. And it's really nice that you can find a group of women who are that supportive.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the things that well, the very first time I interviewed Sarah Sudachan, who started and founded the whole concept through the California Association of Realtors, her and Leslie Appleton Young. And they wanted it to be exactly that. They wanted it to be mentoring. They wanted it to be supportive. They wanted it to be inclusive. Even though it's called Woman Up, it's not exclusive to women. There are men that are participate that um, I think we can all benefit from each person's experience. And there's always every single talk. There's always been at least one, if not many, nuggets that I've been able to take away. And what I find really interesting is learning from the younger people. And I've never been a realtor. That's never been my path. I've been surrounded by real estate agents all my last about 40 years, because we built the largest home inspection business in the country years ago, and you still explain to a realtor what home inspection was. And then with online ad, we've been doing, education. So I've been surrounded, although I've never gotten my license myself. But I can tell you that through Woman Up, you get support like you would never have before. I mean, it's just been, I just watch and observe how everybody is supporting one another and how they are raising people up. And what I really love is the older people are learning from the younger people, and the younger people are learning from the older people. And it's really, do you remember the very first event they did? They had a panel of older women.
Yes.
Eva Garcia, and I can't remember the other lady's name. There was three of them, but they're in their 70s and 80s. I think one lady was 86, and she's talking about her experience over all of these years, and really some powerful information that she gave, or they all gave.
I remember my hand was cramping. I could not write fast enough, and I was trying to get my camera out to record because it was just so good. The information that came out of it was amazing. And my husband attends Woman Up, and so does our broker owner Preston Miller. And both of these guys just do not ever want to miss one or anything that comes up from Woman Up. And when I ask them, how do you feel about being, one of the fewer numbers in the crowd? They're like, we don't get this anywhere else. This content, the richness, the depth of the conversations and the information is just not out there in a lot of other venues that we all have access to, and they are not going to miss one of these meetings. And I think
love
that's
it. I love it.
strong to
And I think
hear.
we need to get the message out to more men.
Yeah.
I think maybe it probably would help in all kinds of areas and aspects of their lives, but because we don't just talk real estate.
Right.
We're talking about how to be more resilient, how to be a better person, how to stay in the moment, be present, along with all of those really good nuggets of information we can use, whether you're in the real estate business or another career. I truly believe that Woman Up is going to expand beyond the real estate industry.
Oh, I totally agree. And I am all behind cheering it on. Absolutely.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I have another group I want to tell you about. It's called Awesome Females in Real Estate, and I started going. This will be my 12th year. I go every year, and it's Bernice Ross's group. Awesome Females is a more intimate, smaller group. I think last year there were 50 plus ladies there. But it's all about exactly what we're talking about. I always say that it's like half retreat, half conference, and so you take what Woman Up is doing for broker owners and people that want to up their career and apply it to Awesome Females, where it's primarily people that are either broker owners or they are upper management of some kind of a support company, like a mortgage company, or there's some coaches, or there's all kinds of other companies that are represented there. So I want to make sure you come next year, because you would be a big, huge, or actually it actually is in July. So we'll have to get you on board with it, because I think as much as I love Woman Up and it's great, I think you also would really love Awesome Females.
I'd love to hear more about that. Yes, absolutely. Send me the info for sure.
Cool. Well, I want to end this on a note of just encouraging anyone that's in the real estate industry to check out Woman Up. If you haven't attended, there's a meeting coming up it's September, right? September. Don't remember the dates, but
Yeah.
I'll post it. I'll post it in the comments.
Okay.
You remember the dates by chance?
I don't. I could probably.
Yeah, I'll post them in the comments, because you get to see. Last time they had over 70 speakers in the 2 days, so it's fast paced, and you have to write fast.
Yes, you do. Yes.
Well, all right, my dear. Good luck with Modern Broker. I hope it expands and grows to. Actually, how big do you want it to be? How big would you like to have it?
Well, numbers are nice, but we're more concerned about making sure that we have the right fit and the right culture. So we're at about 112 agents right now, and we are looking to expand in the Fresno Clovis area. So we're doing interviews now. If anyone's interested, I'd be happy to chat with them. And as we grow, we'll just keep adding on more space.
Absolutely. I'm sure you're going to just grow, and it's going to be, I do love the culture. You and I talked about it when I was there. So you've got a great concept, and it is about relationships. So I'm sure you're getting the right people in there to expand it in the way that you want. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much, Connie.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Natalie. And I've got more interviews coming over the next few days. I can't hardly wait. This has been so much fun. Love you bunches, Natalie. And thanks to everyone for joining us. I'll be back again on with my Kick Butt Leadership series. Bye now.
Bye.